I'm here to talk to you about California State Summer School for the Arts, also known as CSSSA. CSSSA is a month-long summer program that celebrates all areas of the visual, performing, and writing arts for high school students in the state of California. We're a state-run program committed to supporting creatives every summer during the month of July, and we've been around for almost 40 years. Let's take a look at this short video to give you a sense of what CSSSA is all about. This is our community. Our community is composed of over 400 students and about 150 faculty and staff that support the students during the summer session. So the ratio of student to teacher is less than 3 to 1. That's 3 students to 1 teacher, a lot of individualized attention, and one-on-one time with your instructor. CSSSA pulls from across the state as it is part of our mission to represent each of the 58 California counties. In addition, we have a small group of students who come from out of state and even international regions. Our mission is to train California's young artists in a pre-professional program that prepares them to work in creative industries in future years. It is also to reflect the state's cultural, economic, and geographic diversity in our program. And our students come from a variety of socioeconomic backgrounds, and we'll talk more about financial aid in a short while, which helps us achieve this mission. As CSSSA is a residential program, coming to CSSSA is a student's chance to live like a creative college student while they're still in high school. And for many of our students, this is their first time living and creating away from home. We're located on a college campus, and while on campus, students have access to a wide range of facilities, everything from labs and shops, state-of-the-art technology, relevant to their major discipline of study. Students have space to try out new things, make and present their work, critique, and really just enjoy being in a creative hub with so many different areas of the arts together. Students live on campus in the residence hall, and they have their meals in the main cafeteria. Your safety is, of course, our top concern, and CSSSA provides 24/7 safety and security, including resident assistants or RAs that live in the dorms with the students. At all hours of the day, students are either in class, they're working on their art, they're enjoying activities, lectures, and other programs day in and day out. Trust me when I say you'll be busy. Students also have opportunities to enjoy field trips to cultural centers, and in recent years they have gone to the J. Paul Getty Museum as well as recreational activities like Disneyland. Individual programs may do studio visits and take other field trips related to their discipline, such as the Hollywood Bowl, the Geffen, and the Huntington Gardens. CSSSA offers 7 unique disciplines, including animation, dance, film, music, theater, visual arts, and writing. Students come to focus on one of these areas, and many of them have electives and choices within their program. The common thread, if you talk to anyone at CSSSA, is that students are giving it their 100%. It's 100% hard work, 100% creative, and of course, 100% inspiring. And though you have a major area of study, sometimes students get to work with each other in cross-disciplinary collaborations. Every summer, over 40 professional artists come to CSSSA to share their work and experiences with the students. They engage with the students in a variety of ways, from master classes to lectures to performances. And there are really too many to mention them all, but here are a few recent examples for you. Alfonso Cuarón is a 5-time Oscar-winning Mexican filmmaker with films such as Harry Potter, Roma, and Gravity in his body of work. Sidra Bell is a dancer and choreographer with her own New York-based dance company, and she's created over 100 works for renowned dance companies and schools all over the world. Adrian Molina, also a CSSSA graduate, is the writer and the director of the Pixar film Coco, and he's worked on many other beloved Pixar films throughout the years. And finally, Mercedes Dorame, a multidisciplinary visual artist who calls on her indigenous Tongva ancestry in her work, and her work is in many major museum collections, including the J. Paul Getty Museum. All graduates of CSSSA are awarded the highest honor given to a young artist in the state of California. They become a California Arts Scholar, and they can use this on their resume or college applications to ultimately show that they've completed a very prestigious and rigorous program. They can also receive 3 college credits, which can be applied towards a future undergraduate degree. CSSSA alumni can also join the many benefits of the CSSSA Foundation. The CSSSA Foundation hosts in-person and virtual college fairs where colleges and universities from around the country attend to meet with CSSSA students and alumni. The CSSSA Foundation have partnerships with numerous colleges and universities who actually offer CSSSA students special scholarships for their artistic excellence, and in some cases, thousands of dollars to attend their schools. Alumni have access to CSSSA's rich alumni network, and finally, many graduates of CSSSA give back years after completing the program, either through scholarship donation or by volunteering, ensuring the long-term legacy of CSSSA. The list of incredible CSSSA alumni is a mile long. Though it's impossible to highlight them all, here are a few you may be familiar with. We have Phoebe Bridgers, a singer-songwriter. She's received 11 Grammy nominations and 4 wins as she continues to top the music charts. We have Martine Sims, a multimedia artist and publisher whose work has focused on the representation of Black culture, and she's been featured in galleries and museums from MoCA and LACMA in LA to the New Museum in New York City. We have Alex Hirsch, an animator, a voice actor, writer, storyboard artist, and producer, and among his many accomplishments, he's also the creator of the Disney Channel series Gravity Falls. Finally, we have Edgar Arsenault, an artist who's exhibited his work all around the world, including the Whitney Biennial in New York City. He also co-founded the community-focused housing initiative in Los Angeles called the Watts House Project. And just to throw in a couple more names you may be familiar with, Catherine McPhee and Zac Efron also went to CSSSA. So CSSSA has an online application, and it's got 4 main parts to it. The first part is you can enter your contact information and that of your parents or guardian. There's a $20 application fee, and waivers are granted for students who qualify at the end of the application. The second part is we ask for 2 teacher references. These are not recommendation letters, rather just the contact information of a teacher or a mentor. And if we have questions as we review your application, we may get in contact with them, though not everyone will be contacted. We also ask that you try to have 1 reference that relates to the discipline for which you are applying. The third part are transcripts. You can upload an unofficial copy to the online app. We are only certifying your grade level and not your grades when reviewing your transcript. And finally, the arts assignments, which are outlined on our website for each discipline. These assignments request that you prepare several visual, audio, or written work to support your application. And I have some application tips at the end of this presentation, so stay tuned. The application closes at 6 p.m. on February 28th, 2026. Make sure you have all your required documents and assignments completed by this final hour. The CSSSA team will review your application during the month of March, and notifications will go out in the following month. Give yourself enough time to apply early. If you wait until that final hour, you may not have the time to ask important questions that ensure a successful application. We recommend that you submit your application at least 48 hours before the deadline. Even a week before is a good idea. Tuition for the full 4-week program, which includes room, board, and many of your supplies, is $5,174. Now, it's of note that most summer programs of this length are typically double the cost to the student, and we're fortunate to live in the wonderful state of California that supports young artists in this way. But the tuition cost is still a big investment. So through funding provided by CSSSA, the CSSSA Foundation, and generous donors, many CSSSA students receive financial aid. Students may receive up to the full cost of attendance or partial cost depending on their financial need. Please do not let the tuition cost hold you back from applying. We encourage everyone to apply for aid who wishes to be considered. And know that applying for aid does not have any bearing on whether or not you get into CSSSA. In fact, your financial aid application isn't even reviewed until your program application is reviewed. To apply for financial aid, the application is available on the same online app as the program itself. And to apply for aid, your parent or guardian will need to complete the application. They will also need to upload a copy of their most recent tax form or other proof of income. And parents who do not have this information can simply email comments@csssa.ca.gov for further assistance. What makes a great CSSSA application? There's no right or wrong, but the basic rule of thumb is that your application should reflect you. Try to think about showing CSSSA your technical skill, your creativity or your creative voice, and your passions and motivations, especially the things in the world that are meaningful to you. Each program has unique assignments, but the following are our top 5 tips. The first tip is to apply early. Every year we have students who wait until that final day to submit their application. And if you experience any technical issues, you may not have time to contact CSSSA or the online app support team to have your issue resolved. Further, trust me when I say we can tell if it was submitted the last day. So make sure that you give yourself enough time and dedication to submit the best application possible. The second tip is to show you. Don't worry about what you think CSSSA wants to see. Show us what you want us to see. Your application should not look like anybody else's. Be true to yourself. Show us who you are. The third tip is the financial aid deadline. Keep in mind that if you're applying for aid, the application for financial aid is part of the same online application. And you'll need to give your parent or guardian a heads up that they're going to log in with you and complete this part of the application. In addition to required tax documents, your parent or guardian will need to follow some additional instructions that may take them some time to complete. And if your application for financial aid is not completed by the deadline, you will not be able to apply for aid later. This means that if you're invited to attend, you'll be expected to pay the full tuition cost. The fourth tip is to read the prompts carefully. We recommend that you read the prompts for your department several times through before completing the creative assignments. Sometimes the language is general. For example, you can use any medium of your choosing. Other times the language is very specific, such as include a short video intro statement that's less than 1 minute in length. It's very important that you follow these instructions and take advantage of the more open-ended prompts to show and express your creativity. The fifth tip is to ask questions. You can email us or attend several of our webinars leading up to the application deadline. Start early so that you know what your questions are. CSSSA is great about responding to email, often within a few hours of receiving your questions. Please do not hesitate to reach out if you're unsure about something. So connect with us virtually and have your questions answered. You can email comments@csssa.ca.gov at any point during the application process. Feel free to copy your parents and guardians as well. Follow us on social media. We're active on Instagram, on Facebook, and YouTube. Check us out and stay tuned for more important updates all throughout the application season. And visit our website. We will continue to update the site with news and important information, so please keep checking as you work on your application. We also have several webinars happening as well, and all of them are recorded and posted to our YouTube channel. Thanks so much.